All right, guys, AJ and me are on the same page. It feels good to be out here and actually be able to breathe. The pollen has washed away. We had enough rain yesterday to float Noah's Ark away from here. So we didn't get much done, and what we did get done sucked. But in bringing you something cool and different every day, 1993 F Super Duty, 28,000 original miles with a 7.3 under the hood. I don't know what else. I mean, how much better can it get? So, but it gets a lot better. Obviously, it was used by municipality as a rescue truck, I guess is what you would call it. It's not really an ambulance, it's a rescue truck. It's got a light tower on it, which AJ is going to show us how it operates. I'll run you through the rest of the stuff real quick. It's got an onboard diesel generator, which runs like a champ. 2 diesel fuel tanks. We just put fuel in them. They're full and ready to go. The gas gauge does not work. They're known to be quirky. That's the only thing I've noticed so far on this truck, period. The boom works, the mast works. So what we feel like this truck would be perfect for, but you guys might have more uses, would be use on a farm where you need to have equipment running, because you're going to see it's got a big reel to pull out for power, the generator. You could definitely store a ton of tools and equipment, run the lights, say you're working on a fence or working on a building. Heck, it just make a good overall work truck for somebody, especially if you work in night shift on the side of the road. But when it comes to towing, you know, we're always trying to come up with new stuff. And this right here would be an excellent addition to the fleet to carry all your gear, rescue gear, recovery gear, and you'll have a light tower to set up if you're working an accident scene, especially if you're working one with a fatality or something where you're gonna be there for a while. You'd basically be able to set it up on the side of the road and do the same thing the police do, but all in one spot. Have all your gear inside. Storage galore. And this freaking truck is clean. Look at the boxes. Big old light right here. Whalen light. Another light. This is a 93 model. A 2023 model would have a hard time being this clean. And that's not some salesman crap. Like, just look at the way this truck's been cared for and how it's been built. The replacement cost on this truck, probably 500 grand. I don't know. I know what an ambulance costs. I know what a fire truck costs, but this would be an expensive replacement by the time you outfit with all the equipment. I could be off, might be 300 grand. I don't know. This truck, it's 20 grand. So, and it's non-emissions, and it's a 7.3. So it's going to run circles around a 2025 model. And again, I don't have a clue what it costs, but these things, when they go to get customized, I know fire trucks, what they cost. I know ambulances, I've seen the paperwork on them when we've owned them. I had a fire truck that we sold for $25,000 that was $770,000. So there's some pretty good deals. So here you can see where it came from. St. Clair, Volunteer Fire Department. Where'd you find that other button at? AJ should be doing this video and I video him because he's already gone around it and checked it out. That slide out right here. So if you had some, you know, some big heavy equipment, super easy. Slide this stuff out. Another light with pedestal. Over here's where it gets good. Air compressor, air hose on a reel with a push button rewind. The power's off, we'll turn it on in a second. Electrical cord with a power reel that works. A whole built-in power box, just like in your house. Jaws of life. Holy crap. Did you know they were in here?
I saw them, I don't know how to work them.
Holy crap. Another hose reel, another air reel. This just got in an Onan diesel generator. This is for the mast on the top. We'll get that in a second. This got really good really fast because I've never opened the other side. We might not sell this now. That's hydraulics to run. Well, here's another 125 volt. I think I saw 240 volt on the other side. These are the hydraulics that reel out to run Jaws of Life. But you could also use that for all kinds of different pump jacks. If you're working on houses, that's what you need right there. That's freaking wild. I don't know how you get that off there, but that's a charger for the light. I had no idea. Absolutely no freaking idea. What is that, push to release? There you go. Go ahead and show them how stupid I am. Oh yeah, it's not charging because it's turned off. It's probably dead. Power reels, 2 setups. There's your generator, 12.0 gen set with 493 hours. Huh. There's no joke. The generator, those things, and the air compressor and these reels, there's $25,000, $30,000 right here, just inside. This right here on the reel with 4 plugs, you could run a whole job site. That's pretty phenomenal. Well, next time I will look before I do a video, but the price won't go up. Price still the same. Not to mention a 7.3 with 20,000 miles that runs like a top. Let's go ahead and, so inside you got all your stuff for your siren, PA system, controls, and everything we've used so far works. The beacon lights work. That's another 120 volt. So I might not have seen 240. This is your power kill switch. Turn this on, start the truck. Like butter. All right, so get a bit noisy, so I'm gonna walk away with the camera. Yeah, AJ's gonna go ahead and operate. I'm gonna close this so it's not so noisy. And guys, if you're knowledgeable about these, I used to have a cousin that worked in emergency equipment, but he's not anymore, so he's not as up to date. But if you know what some of this stuff costs, put it in here. Drop a comment. I don't want to sound like we're experts. We have absolutely no clue other than we know this truck is a freaking killer good deal for what it is and how nice it is. And they told me this thing was incredible, but usually they're a little bit worse for wear. This one's not worse for wear one bit. Look at that big light tower. All power. Looks like we got one bulb that's not working properly. Dang. Look how far up that is. Incredible. Look how tall that is. Oh yeah, look at him. Getting fancy now. The uses are endless. Like the power light part of it is phenomenal. Or if you were setting up for an event, a concert, I mean, just running the generator and running power to stuff. Actually, a concert would be an excellent use because they need a lot of power for that stuff. Also in the comments, y'all tell us what else this thing could be used for, because I know the uses are absolutely endless. Just like fire trucks, we get amazed by just playing with all the different apparatuses, but I had no clue that one had all the different things that it does. You could also hear the generator powers up extra when he turned the lights on because they're pulling a lot of power. There's another power outlet on this side. There's one on that side. There's 4 on that reel. There's 1 or 2 on that reel for 110 and 120. The motor of the truck's pretty quiet. The motor of the generator is a bit louder. 20 grand. Wow. That's a lot of vehicle for the money. It's a lot of vehicle, period. We donated several things to North Carolina during the floods and all the crazy stuff that happened. This right here would have been phenomenal because they could have powered up so much gear and so much equipment. And unfortunately, you know, that has now come and gone, but they did put good use to the stuff we sent because they lost everything, of course. But this thing right here, service truck, working on stuff on the side of the road as a diesel technician. Just push the button to turn it off. There's another spotlight in here. Oh, hang on. All right, AJ wants to show you guys some more stuff. All right. It's by a breaker. It's hooked to here, it's air. Got to run the compressor. I'm going to turn this noisy damn thing off, guys. You can hear the motor of the truck is much quieter than the generator. She's noisy. So that's on air. We go turn the compressor on and figure that out. I guess the switch wasn't on for that. Now it's on. So
this one's working now.
So you got to have the power.
Let's see.
Okay, so that one says 120. This one says air.
Yeah.
So you got to turn the compressor on for that one, and you got to have the truck on, I guess, for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Another light that may or may not work. That's your control panel. That's for that. There's some of your safety gear. Looks like it was put on a typewriter in 1993. The hydraulics, I don't see why they wouldn't. Very little use. And a lot of the lights have been switched over to LED. Some are still non-LED, but guys, feel free. Put all your comments in there. This thing's a drop in the bucket cost-wise for all the cool things. Oh, here you go, AJ. Look, so these stands, you take them, you move them wherever you want, and you plug them in. So that plugs in. So you run that extension cord. Yep, that's how you do it. Again, we're physically learning as we go around this truck. For a racetrack, or you know, you got plugs at the back, you got 2 plugs at the front, you got 4 plugs on that, you got 1 plug over there. A racetrack, in case you need to run lights somewhere that you don't have lights powered or wired. Concert would be great. You could run power to everything. Farm. The options are endless. So back to the truck. F Super Duty, what is that? That's not an F350, and they never really called things 450s or 550s. So this would be a 450 or a 550 because it's 10 lug instead of 8 lug, which is a 350. One of our transporters back when these trucks were new drove one of these trucks, 7.3 just like this, pulling a 3-car trailer, delivering our vehicles every week that we purchased at the auctions and everywhere else, and shipping for us. So we know these to be very dependable. I'll hand that back to you. I'm not good at keeping that thing steady. So that's pretty much it, guys. I've got to get with my stripe guy here. He's got to do some custom stuff on a truck that we just sold. But 1993, 28,000 mile, F Super Duty, safety, recovery, ambulance, fire company, I don't know. And again, I guess the best use is for what it's meant for a fire department or a municipality or a volunteer station. We'll work with you. We'll get it set up. We'll do whatever we got to do, but it's 20 grand. The front's worth that, the back's worth that, the top's worth that. I mean, it's worth it all the way around. So you slice it however you want to, but it's a killer freaking truck with more stuff than we imagined it had. There's probably stuff in them other cabinets we didn't even open. So clean as a pin, not rusty, serviced, have a fresh safety inspection from Virginia before it leaves. We can help you ship it anywhere. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching. As always, plenty of other stuff coming and going. Stay in touch. Davis Drives on YouTube, Davis Auto Sales in Richmond, Virginia.